Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This video is gonna be a bridal makeup tutorial. I have wanted to do this for the longest time, but I never got around to doing it. So I thought the wedding season is here and I should do it before it ends because some of you guys would really like to know how to do your makeup on your own. Even if it's a very close family wedding and you want to do your makeup on your own, I wanted to create this tutorial to help you guys. But before we get into the video, can we just talk about this jewelry right here? I feel like jewelry completes everything. And this look is totally made because of this beautiful jewelry that I'm wearing. I got this from an Instagram or Facebook page called the Pothli Creations. I'm gonna leave their links on the screen and it's also gonna be mentioned in the description box below. The page is owned by one of my best friends and as you can see, her jewelry is absolutely insane. It is gorgeous and the pieces speak for themselves. So I don't need to say much about this because you can see the amount of jazz going on here. I absolutely love this choker, these earrings, this pasa, everything is absolutely beautiful. So this makeup look is also great if you just want to attend a party, if you just want to attend a function. I can basically just stare in the mirror and keep looking at this jewelry because oh my god, this jewelry has just made my entire look and it has taken this look from just a normal party wedding makeup look to boom, bridal. You know what I mean? So please make sure you check their page out. I'm gonna leave their links in the description box below. If you like what you see, please subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on any more videos from me. You can also click the little bell next to the subscribe button so you're notified whenever I post a new video, and that is awesome. You will be one of the first people to watch my videos and I absolutely love that. So let's move on to the tutorial. So I'm gonna apply lip balm first. This is by the Body Shop. Then I'm gonna apply some eye cream and for that I'm just using plain old Boroline because that just works the best under my eyes. Now I'm gonna moisturize a little bit more and for that I'm using my PAC Makeup Moisture Lotion. I'm just gonna take about half a pump of that and just rub that into my skin. For my primer, I'm going to be using the Benefit PoreFessional and that is going to go just where I tend to get a little bit more oily and I have larger pores. So I'm just going to take a little bit of that and just press that into this area over here where we tend to get larger pores and where I get shiny. For the rest of my face, I'm going to be using the MAC Strobe Cream. This is like my second primer. I like to use it on the sides of my face, basically on the outside of my face for a really nice natural looking glow. Then for my foundation, I'm going to be using one of my favorites. This is the Makeup Forever HD foundation. You want to use something that has absolutely no SPF because then you will not get any flashback. And this foundation is meant for photography and videography, so it doesn't have a lot of flashback. That is why it doesn't have any flashback actually. That is why I love using this foundation when I know I'm gonna have a lot of pictures taken of me, and most of your wedding pictures are going to be in flash. I'm using the Morphe M439 brush to buff this into my skin and the shade that I'm using is N130. After foundation, I'm going to move on to concealer and for that I'm going to be using two concealers today. I'm going to be mixing these two. This is Maybelline Fit Me. I love this concealer. It doesn't have any flashback. Most of the other concealers that I use have a little bit of a flashback like the LA Girl Pro Concealer and the L'Oreal True Match Concealer. So make sure you practice the makeup that you're going to use before your wedding. Make sure you do it once or twice before your wedding. Take pictures in flash photography and see how products react. So for me, I have found that these concealers work the best. You can also just use the MAC Pro Longwear concealer, which is my all-time favorite concealer, but I like mixing these two together because this one is a little bit too dry under my eyes. So I like to go in with a layer of Maybelline Fit Me first and then I go over that with my MAC Pro Longwear. And the shade that I use is the shade Sand, and this has a little bit of a yellow undertone, so it really brightens up my under eye area. I'm gonna take my MAC Pro Longwear concealer onto my hand, and then I'm gonna pick up a beauty blender and spray it with some setting spray, because that means that the beauty blender is gonna be wet with setting spray, and it's also gonna set your concealer while applying it. This way everything is going to last much longer. Now I like to set my under eye areas before they start to crease. So for that I'm going to be using my Inglot HD Sculpting Powder in the yellow shade. Here is what this looks like. This is a PAC palette. This is a PAC Z palette, and all of these are beautiful PAC blushes. These three are Inglots. So I'm going to be using the yellow powder. You want to be very careful with yellow powders. They can have a lot of flashbacks, so don't pack them on under your eyes with a sponge or something like I usually do in my tutorials, because that can have a little bit of a flashback. Instead, you want to take a fluffy brush like this and just take the smallest amount, dust off the excess, and set under your eyes. I'm just removing the creases a little bit, and I'm just gonna take a little bit of the yellow powder and set under my eyes. It's just gonna brighten without giving me flashback. I'm also going to take some regular face powder and set the top of my eyelids. I use a MAC Pro Longwear concealer which acts as an eyeshadow primer, so I don't need to use an eyeshadow primer. But if your eyelids crease, you should definitely go ahead and use some eyeshadow primer. Now I'm going to cream bronze, and that is because when you want your makeup to last all night, you have to layer cream products and then powder products, because once you apply cream products and you set them with the same powder products, then they're going to last all night. So if you want your makeup to last all night, even for a regular night out or a party or something, you should layer cream products and then powder products on top of that, because that way your makeup will last all night long. So I'm going to be using this. So I'm going to be using the PAC Take Cover Concealer Crayon. This is in the shade D32, and I'm going to contour my face with that. And this brush is the PAC 294 brush, so I'm just gonna cream contour with that. You want to blend outwards, so most of the product is away from the center of your face, because you always want to bring light in the center of your face, so always blend outwards. Also gonna contour my forehead because I have a huge forehead. If you don't, you probably don't need to. Just use a little bit of powder bronzer to bring the whole look together. But since I have a big forehead, I like to contour it. Everybody has a different nose, so the technique that works for me may not work for you. You have to contour your nose according to your own needs. You may not even need to contour your nose if you're blessed with a beautiful straight nose, but my nose goes in one direction, so I always need to contour this side of my nose more than this side of my nose. So just customize everything according to your face. Don't just copy everything that someone else does and feel like you need to do the exact same thing. Always connect your nose contour to your eyebrows, because that way it'll look the most natural. To cover up these spots that you can see on my face, I'm going to use a concealer that matches my skin tone exactly, and for that I'm going to be using the PAC Take Cover Concealer Crayon in M31, and I'm just going to draw on those, and you can see it's completely gone. Look at that, vanish. And just blend that with my finger, because you want to look absolutely flawless on your wedding day. For my cream blush, you want to do the same thing with blush like you did with contour, and for that I'm going to be using this Bombshell blush stick. This is a cream contouring product, and I'm just going to apply that on the back of my hand. I'm just rubbing that on the back of my hand, you can see over there, and I'm going to pick up my beauty blender, pick up the brush from my hand and just apply it onto my cheeks. This is the best way to apply any cream blush. You don't want to directly go from the stick onto your cheek, because then you'll be left with a big blob of color in a place and you won't know how to blend it. Again, I'm going to do the same thing with cream highlight. This is the Becca liquid highlighter in the shade Opal, and I'm just going to put it on my hand and pick it up on my beauty blender and apply it onto my cheeks. You see that? That's beautiful. Coming to the eyebrows, I'm just gonna brush them in place, and I'm gonna be using my Anastasia Dip Brow Pomade in the shade Chocolate. This is really lovely. It doesn't go anywhere. It is waterproof, it is sweat proof, definitely something you should wear on your wedding day. I'm gonna be using the Sephora angled liner brush just to carve out my eyebrows. I use this to create the shape that I want with my eyebrows, fill in any bald spots, and then I like to go over it with powder. Then I'm going to be using my Sleek Eyebrow Kit in dark, and I'm going to be using this powder right here, the dark brown powder, and I'm going to set everything with that. Notice how I don't apply any pomade in the inner portion of my eyebrow. That's because when you have a cream product, the powders adhere to it and stick to it more, and I want to keep the beginning of my eyebrow a little bit on the lighter side. I like the most color and the most pigment to be on the arches and on the tail. So I like to keep the front part of my eyebrow really nice and gradient. If you guys would like to see a full tutorial on how I do my eyebrows, give this video a big thumbs up and I will know to do one. I have thought about this a lot of times, but I feel like, I don't know, I don't show my eyebrows in every tutorial. But since this is a complete bridal makeup look, I thought it's only suitable that I show my eyebrows too, because this is a complete bridal tutorial. But if you want to see a complete brow tutorial, just let me know and I'll create a tutorial on how to get the perfect eyebrows. So do you see the big difference eyebrows can make? Let me just do my other eyebrow and one eye and I'm gonna come back. Now I'm gonna do the rest of my eye makeup. For that, I'm going to be using my Juvia's Place eyeshadow palette. I feel like this is just the most perfect palette, especially if you're a bride to be. This has all the beautiful colors that you'll want. It has beautiful neutrals and some dark browns and some shimmery shades. I absolutely love this palette, so I'm going to be using this one. I'm going to be taking this shade. This is my transition shade, and this is a MAC 217 brush, and I'm just going to apply that in my crease. You want to come all the way in. Then I'm going to take this orangey shade, and this is also going basically in the same place. I just want to add a little bit of warmth and oranginess. Oranginess? You know what I mean. I'm using my MAC 224 brush to blend everything. I'm gonna go in with this shade, this red brown kind of shade, which I think is my favorite shade from this palette. I love these reddish kind of brown shades. That is going almost the same place where I put the previous color, but I'm gonna stay below my crease. I'm pretty sure I must have done this look in one of my previous tutorials as well, but since this is a bridal look, I think this is my favorite look for brides. Now I'm gonna take this color, this darkest brown color, and that is also going in that place. I'm gonna take the Sigma E36 blending brush. It is a very small kind of blending brush, and I'm gonna take the same dark brown and come all the way in with that shade. I don't want to do this with my larger blending brush. Now I'm gonna take this red brown on that same brush and come in again. I don't want to do this with my bigger blending brushes because then the color will go everywhere. I don't want the color to go everywhere. Now I'm gonna take a little bit of MAC Pro Longwear Concealer, and you can take any flat eyeshadow brush, and I'm just gonna clean up the inner part. So I'm just cutting a crease a little bit. It's not too technical, don't worry, it's not too hard. But I just want to clean up this inner corner, and you see this defined line over here? I want to create that. If you want, you could totally cut the entire crease and get a beautiful cut crease look. It's not that hard, just practice and you will be good at it. But I don't want to take it all the way out because I don't want to keep the outer corner quite dark and smoky. You want to set that with a little bit of powder and then use your finger to apply the gold. I am using the Makeup Geek foiled eyeshadow in the shade Untamed. I love this. I love the Makeup Geek foiled eyeshadows. So I'm just using my finger to roughly apply it. Don't go too high in the crease. We're gonna clean that with a brush. Now I'm gonna take the PAC PP10 eyeshadow, and that is going in the same place basically. But I am taking a brush and making sure the corners are neater. If this stresses you out too much, don't do this, don't do the concealer thing. Just apply a gold in the front portion of your lid and you will still get a beautiful gold smoky eye. I'm gonna go back to my Sigma E36 with that same red brown shade and blend this portion just so it's not so harsh. I'm gonna take this dark brown on a Morphe M507 and just connect that with the gold. I'm going to be taking the Sugar Stroke of Genius Heavy Duty Kohl, and I'm going to line my top lash line. I'm going to draw my wing with my favorite sugar liner. This is the I Told You So liquid liner. You want to make sure you use every waterproof product that you can because, you know, weddings are kind of emotional. I'm going to be taking the Revlon Photo Ready Eye Art. This is in the shade Burnished Blink, and I love that the glitter in this already comes with a gel texture, so you don't have to use glitter, a loose glitter and a Duraline, mix everything together and create a mess. So this is very easy to do. I'm just going to take this, it already comes with a brush. I'm going to remove most of the glitter on the mouth of the tube, and then whatever's left on the brush, I'm going to place it onto my lid, and I'm just going to keep it in the center and the front portion where we have the gold basically. Ideally you should do glitter before you apply your false lashes, but since I forgot to do it on this eye, we're just gonna do it this way. I'm gonna curl my eyelashes and apply mascara. You want to be sure to use waterproof mascara because you don't want to have any smearing or any mascara falling out. I'm gonna use the MAC in Extreme Dimension 3D Black Lash Mascara. This is the one I'm currently loving. This one is not waterproof because I have to wash my face after this video, but you will be attending a wedding, so make sure that you use a waterproof mascara. I'm gonna apply this and then I'm going to apply some false lashes. For that, I'm gonna be using the PAC 59 lashes. This is what they look like, as you can see. So I'm just gonna apply my mascara and lashes and come back. Moving on to my lower lash line, I'm going to take the MAC Modern Twist Kajal, and it is not extremely creamy, but I like that because it doesn't smudge on the lower lash line. The Sugar Kajal that I used on top is really nice for the top lash line, but it smudges on the lower lash line. So for my lower lash line, I like using something that is not going to smudge. So I'm going to line my eyes with that, and you want to do one eye at a time with this because it sets and then it's really hard to move it. So do one eye at a time. And I'm going to take my Morphe M508 brush and just smudge that in a little. I'm going to take the PAC 106 brush and I'm going to go back to this red brown shade. I'm gonna apply the kajal again and smudge that again. Okay, so the eyes are done. Now we're gonna move on to the face. I'm gonna bronze my face using my Bahama Mama bronzer. I love this bronzer. And I'm gonna take a Jessup powder or blush brush, and I'm just gonna apply it onto my cheeks. Since we've already cream contoured, we know that it's gonna last a long time and we don't even have to use a lot of product this way. So I'm just gonna apply it under my cheekbones, holding the brush on its side. Don't hold the brush like this because then it becomes hard to blend. Hold the brush on its side and blend as you go. And then you can take the clean side of the brush like this and blend. If you want to clean up your contour a little bit more, you can take your face powder and take a flat brush like this. This is the Morphe G30, and just draw under your contour and you can see that instantly cleans up the contour. It's like baking, but I don't want to bake because baking can sometimes leave a flashback. It's really nice if you want to keep your makeup in place, but just practice and make sure that the powder you're using doesn't have a lot of flashback. You can use the RCMA No Color powder. Make sure you dust it completely off to avoid any flashback, but I just don't like taking that kind of risk. To bronze my forehead, I'm going to take the Jessup large powder brush. I love that when I cream contour, I don't really have to do a lot of work with powders because it's pretty much already done. You just have to top it up and make sure everything lasts longer. I'm just gonna set my nose contour as well. This is my MAC 224. As you can see, I'm barely even touching my nose. Very lightly. Now for your lips, this is something that you would totally customize according to what you're wearing. Since I'm wearing something that has a little bit of orange and red, I could wear a red lip, or I could wear an orange lip, or I could wear an orangey red. If you're wearing something pink, go for a pink lip. If you're wearing something orange, go for an orange lip. You get the idea. So I'm gonna do an orangey red. I'm lining my lips first and I'm using the Color Bar Definer Lip Liner in the shade Sizzling Orange. For my lipstick, I'm going to be using the MAC Matte Lipstick in Lady Danger. This is one of my all-time favorite red oranges. I'm going to mix a little bit of the Faces Ultime Pro Lip Crayon in Really Rust. For my blush, I'm going to be using this shade right here. It's such a beautiful neutral shade. Absolutely love this. Even for every day, this is one of my favorite blushes now. So I'm going to take my Morphe E4 and apply that onto my cheeks. And even though you may think that the blush looks a little bit too much, I would suggest you apply a little bit more blush than you would normally do, because in flash photography it usually washes you out and makes you look just washed out basically. So apply a little bit more blush than you think is okay. Just apply one more layer, one more thin layer after that, because then it'll really show up in flash photography. For my highlight, I'm going to be using my current favorite right now. This is the PAC Baked Highlighter in the shade 03. It's a beautiful light gold kind of highlight, and I'm going to be taking my Morphe M501 brush. And I'm not using a fan brush today because I don't want like a line of highlight like I normally do. I just want to apply the highlight as an all over glow kind of, because you don't want to look too sweaty in your pictures. In flash photography you can look a little bit more washed out, so I would suggest you not to apply so much highlight that it has a beam of highlight. So I would suggest you apply your highlight in a softer way, not like a beam of highlight. Like, it's unbelievable that I'm saying that, and as I say that, I do apply more and more highlight, but let's just stop right there. You see what I mean? Even that is a little bit much, so I just want to blend it out now. And I don't want it to be like a line of highlight, I want it to be like a glow. I'm also going to apply that in my inner corners. And in the center of my nose. After everything is done, you do want to set your face. Make sure you use a makeup setting spray, because it's going to take away any powderiness. It's going to make you look much more natural, and it's also going to make sure your makeup lasts throughout the day. So I'm just going to spritz my face with my makeup setting spray. So this is it for this look, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this video and found this helpful and learned something new. If you want to do this makeup on your wedding day, I suggest you try and you practice, and you do this 1 or 2 times before the actual day so you don't mess up on the day. I know you might be nervous, so make sure you always practice what you're gonna do. Take pictures, see how the makeup looks in flash photography, customize the look according to you, change your lipstick, change your blush. I just wanted to create this video to help you guys who wanted to understand how to do your makeup on your own. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to check the Pothli creations for this beautiful jewelry right here. I'm just so stunned, you guys. I'm absolutely mesmerized by this gorgeous jewelry, and that is pretty much all I want to say. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to give me a big thumbs up, because that is how I know that you liked this video. And if you want to see more videos from me, please subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on anything. You can also follow me on all my social media. I like to host mini giveaways on Instagram, and I make Insta stories because I'm not on Snapchat, so I make up on Instagram. So make sure you follow me on my social media. Everything is going to be in the description box below, and I would also love to know what you guys think, so leave your comments, and I'll see you very soon in my next video. Bye bye.